What's up, YouTube? This your girl, Cookster. I'm back. It's been a moment. Sometimes you just need a break. Take a break. Get things done. Get stuff out the way. Stuff happen in your life. You don't want it to happen, but, you try to push through. Don't really want to talk about it. But anyway, I'm back. I'm talking more about my genealogy. And I'm here to give you some more genealogy tips. Let's go. Let's start about Google. That's one of your number one tips for genealogy. Just Google whatever you're looking for in your research. Google it and put it in quotes, nicknames, change the sentence around. If you're looking for somebody, say you're looking for the Cole family, you put down the Cole descendants of such and such, such and such. And then hit enter, and you never know what comes up. It'll bring up a whole lot of stuff. Like, you can get on Facebook. You can put in, say you're looking for Dutchess County, in New York or something like that. You put down Dutchess County genealogy. It's all over. You never know if somebody else is looking for your family member. So you always put down, for instance, say your last name is Cole, C-O-L-E. You'll put down the Cole family, descendants of such and such, such and such, whoever the oldest person of the family, the great-great-great-grandfather or the grandfather or the great-great. Depends on what grandparent you're talking about. You would put, like, say you say Tom and Mary Cole. They could be the great-great. And then the great-great-great, you will say it was Sarah and Lee Johnson, descendants of. You put that in front of it, and then you never know what'll pop up. Somebody out there will be your family member. They're probably doing the same thing you're doing. And then you can get the information. That's how you get information. And also, when you do genealogy, if you're looking at somebody's name on the website, did you know you can highlight it and you right-click it? It'll say, go to so-and-so. And you right-click it, it'll go right to Google. And you can click on the images. You might get a picture of the person you're looking for. And it'll tell you where to live at, everything. There'll be a link, whatever. Facebook, Instagram. You can find out. You can find that out, right? And also, if you put somebody's email in Google, hit enter, everything that person did with that email, it'll pop up on Google. People don't be knowing that. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you can find out. So better watch with your email. If you don't want people finding you, use an email with strictly business and then have a play one, because that's the one you don't care what you put on there. It's like, whatever, I don't care, they find me by my email. But anyway, there's so many websites out here. If somebody want to find you, they can find you. Yes, they can. And I would say another thing on ancestry. Sometimes you say, I can't find this person. I can't find it. You know why? Because they be putting their nicknames down. Say your nickname is Smoke, but your name is John McCraig. And you looking on the census for John McCraig. I don't care what year, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and you can't find them at all. You know why? Because they put down Smoke McCraig. And you be surprised. Use people's nicknames. You can't find them by their real name? Use a nickname. And you'd be surprised what'll come up. You'd be like, well, why they put a nickname in it? Duh. That's how they thought back then. Remember, they wasn't as educated as we are today. If, say, your name is John Green, but they call you Lee, and you be looking for him, you ain't gonna find him. But you put down Lee Green, he's there. Put down person's nickname on the census, and it will come up. Some people are like, I can't find something. You'll be looking for 10 years, wasting time. Put person's nickname in, and you will find them. Guarantee. Put down their sibling, their kid's name, their parents' name, and you'll find them. Yep. And also, look at the archives of your state. And you got to learn how to do the archives. They're pretty good now. They break it down by the topics and the menus and the subjects. All you do is put in a person's name, hit enter, Google. You can put down their name, plus the state. You put the plus sign in the middle and the quotes on each thing, and it's whatever you're searching, and it'll come up. Yeah. You got to learn how to sit down and be patient and learn how to maneuver around the archives. Say you live in Nevada. You will put Nevada archives. They'll have a military section, this section, that section. All you got to do is study it, or you email the person on there, and they'll give you the steps of how to do it. That's all they do. Just take your time with that. And always when you do genealogy, if you don't verify stuff, you just put anything down there. People don't copy other people. Because if you don't got it verified, then, you got to find the death certificates to find out if that's the person related to them. If their name is on there, like the parent's name on there, or the parent's name on there, then that's that person. Don't just assume. Don't assume, And, make sure the birth date is exactly right. When you're looking for somebody, look through another person, because you have to look through another person to find them, because they're affiliated with them. They're associated with them. They'll leave their name down on one of those documents. It might not be on all the documents, but they'll be on one of them. And then that's the fact that you say, hey, here go his son here, and mentioned in the records of blah, blah, blah. And that's how you find people. And then word of mouth. Like if you hold a story since you was 12 years old, take notes, write that down, because you'll come back. You guarantee to come back to that story, what you heard. Well, I heard this. Well, hold on to it, because later on, as you do your journey, you'll find out if it's true or not. And also, take good notes. You got to take some good notes. When people tell you stuff, just write it down, whether it's true or not, because you can't tell them their story. You wasn't there. Say you're in the house with your parents, and then a family member come by, and you don't know them, but your parents know them. Then you meet them, but your siblings are not there. They can't tell you that you didn't meet that person. They don't know your story. So I don't know why people say, oh, they don't know so-and-so. You don't know what they know. You wasn't there when the cousin came by, and then he went on. He just came through, passing it on through, going about his business. And then your siblings will never, ever, ever, ever see that person again. But the one sibling that was sitting at home with the parents sat there, can tell you about that person. And you had to go by their word, because they was right there. You wasn't. So your siblings are not going to be meeting all your relatives like you. They're not. They're not going to meet. You're not going to meet everybody your siblings know or your parents know. When you find out about them, you just pass it on and tell them. You just mention it. Hey, you know what? A cousin came by from so-and-so. And then when you tell them that information, they'll remember it. You remember I told you that? Yeah, I remember so-and-so told me a cousin came by. That was so-and-so. Those are very important tips, because later on down the line, you'll be like, oh, and then you might come across them in your research. So you always write that down. And what was their name? Their name was so-and-so. It might be the nickname, the middle name, but then later on you find out what their real name is. Because somebody will say, oh, that's so-and-so's mama or father or daddy or whatever, grandfather, whatever the relationship is. But yeah. And also an ancestry. When you put in somebody's name, to the right, you got suggested records. Those are the records they suggest that might belong to that person you're looking for. But you got to look through them and see, does it match up? Because some of the records are not them at all. It just happened to be like they got the same information. Like might have the same birthday, almost the same name, but it ain't them. But you got to look further to find out, because you can say, I know this person was born in this state or used to live in this state. Now they live here. If it don't kind of match up, then, it's not them. So suggested records are really, really great genealogy tips. They are. They really are ancestry. Then when you get that information on that one person, always put the one person's information like in a paper clip, and then another person's, the same person, all in one stack. That way you can flip through it, and you spread it out. You look at it and you say, okay, let me see what is what. Something is off. And you got to prove that whatever is off. Like birthday might be off. The year they was born. Okay, they couldn't have these kids. They're this old, or this don't look right. That don't match that. They was living over here in this year, and then this year they started living over here. You got to decipher all that. You got to go through it, scratch out, and then you got to put the puzzles together. It's all real well out here, but you got to put the puzzles together. You do. You really do. Like, for instance, I got something off of Ancestry. Okay? And I think it was Ancestry. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember. I remember telling y'all. Yeah. I found my great-great-great-granddaddy. His son. I know his son name is Jerry. So here it is right here. That's the proof. Because they're on the census. So that I know that's him. So now I got to look up Jerry's military records. I didn't know he was in the military. So that's the proof right there. And I got the documents. And then also, you know, it's him right there. There it is right there. His name. The daddy's name. They put down like the point of contact. Like at the top, they got down notify in case of emergency. So I circled my granddaddy. At the top, it says notify in case of emergency. It puts the name down there. That'll verify that I got the right person. I know it's him. And then the year he went in and all that. His son went in, not him. And then it gives me a picture of the ship he was on. See? So my great-great-great-grandfather's son was in the military. And this is the ship he was on. Then I always write down at the top who was what. It says great-granddaddy, the 3 times son is on this ship. See that? And you go to information. You must have verification before you move on. Otherwise, you are wasting time. And I got this information off the National Archives. Yes, through Ancestry. Always verify your work. It's important to verify your work. If you copying somebody, you might mess your the whole thing up. I look at it like, if say your uncle got married twice, but he didn't have no kids by the first wife, but the second wife he did, I wouldn't put down the first wife. Because they just got married. That's it. They ain't had no kids. But the second wife, they had kids. That means the blood is flowing through the brain, the vein. The blood is through the vein. So that's get you more DNA. Don't be putting all these people out here if they ain't got no blood through the vein. You know, it's throwing you off. You want to stick with the DNA. And then sometimes, if you have cousins, but they're your cousin, but they're not the main cousin to you, but their last name is same as yours, you ought to get them cousins, parents, siblings, because they got that same family name, put them on your census. Because when you be trying to find out, well, I don't know, I put down all my dad's brothers and sisters, but you got other cousins out there. Their mother and father got the same blood you do. Put their let's say you got a cousin, you know, she's over there, but she's not your main cousin, but she's your cousin. Put her mother and father up there because they got the blood flowing through them. And put her mother and father siblings out there. Yes, put the siblings out there. Especially the mother, because she's going to have the blood going through, and the father. Put their siblings out there. If they got the blood flowing and you got that same last family name, yes. Because I was on Facebook and me and this girl who was trying to figure out, it took about, I ain't gonna lie, it took like 5 years. Finally, I said to myself, I got other cousins with the same last name, but I didn't put them out there. So I just went over there one day, drove over to my cousin's house. She got the same name as me. You know, we got the same grandparents. You know, great-great-grandparents all further down. So I asked her her mother, and I said, yeah, yes, right. Her mother and my grandmother are sister-in-law. So I said, okay. So I asked her mother's siblings, and I put it out there, and boom. When the girl saw that, she said, oh, I know how we're related now. That's how I found out. One of the siblings, a kid, moved to another state, away from the others. She was in Texas. And when that girl, and the girl lived in Texas, when she saw that, she said, those are my aunts. I was like, wow. I was like, wow. Wow. So you make sure you put your grandmother, sisters on there, and they got husbands. You got to put them on there, and their kids, and their kids. You understand? Because they're all going to have that same blood flowing through your same last family name. They might be under a different name, but they got the blood flowing through them. You got to add them on the census. Yes. And if you don't know their name, you get on certain websites like whitepages.com. I think it's cyber.org. I want to say that's an excellent website. I mean, when I tell you they'll give you names of everybody. I mean, everybody. You just click on there and you be like, I don't know so-and-so's name. You put that on there. Then you look on Facebook. And then you can find out. I mean, you can find out some stuff. So that's my genealogy tips. More genealogy tips for you in finding your family. And I'm so busy. I've been helping a lot of people finding their family. Some people didn't know how huge. Your family is really huge. You don't know how huge your family is. It's humongous. When your grandmother got siblings and they got kids, they got husbands, and they married 2 or 3 times, if they have a kid by each husband, you have to put them down on the list because their blood is flowing through them. And they're going to have totally different last names. You understand? Say your granny got there's 8 of them. It's going to be your granny's, her husband name. That's going to be my main family. But my granny's sisters, they're going to have the same name, but they're going to have another name with that husband. You understand what I'm saying? And then on and on and on. Now, everybody like that, that's family. Long as the blood is flowing through, you have kids through them. Then you got to look at your granny's sisters. All those different last names they got, those are your family names. Those are family names. And it just grows and grows and grows and grows. You get it? You see what I'm saying? All right. I'm done with this. Subscribe down below. If you want to ask me any question about genealogy tips, I'll be glad to answer. Subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Peace out.